Another week closer to the end of the season, but are we also another week closer to the departure of Maurizio Pochettino? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Poch Under the Microscope.
God, you won't stop talking. Why don't you give it a rest?
Yes, hello and welcome back to Poch Under the Microscope, the series where we focus on the man himself, what's going on, and what's to come, and what hasn't happened already this season. That's the question. But also what is the question is what on earth has Pochettino been saying in the media so far this week? He's come across a tall order this week, I'll tell you that much, of managing Chelsea Football Club against his former side, Tottenham Hotspur, this Thursday. He's already registered a huge victory against them earlier on in the season, as we know, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, no less. But with the form, as we know, it's been a bit shaky, with the form of the Blues taking a bit of a nosedive, a bit of a decline as of the last week or so. Perhaps it comes at the worst possible time for the Argentinian. As always, please do like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. And with that said, as the theme of the series, as always, we will take a look at some of the things he said in the media, because we all know by now, Poch, he loves to talk. He loves to talk. Following a 5-0 battering to Arsenal last week, Pochettino was asked whether he was embarrassed for the team, for that matter. He responded with the usual, and we will have a look. I've got them all steady and ready to go. He said, I'm not, embarrassed is not the word. I'm not going to blame the players. We cannot blame young players that came here after suffering circumstances and came here to fight against a team fighting to win the Premier League. Again, Poch uses the young argument over and over again. He loves to do it. He loves to do it. But when deciding, this is what the argument I've had, especially after that Arsenal game, deciding to play a 20-year-old Alfie Gilchrist over an available, albeit maybe not 100% because of the FA Cup the other day, but an available and experienced player in Trevor Chalobah against one of the main challengers for the title. What do you expect? And Gilchrist got unnecessarily torn to bits in that game as a result for the first goal. Of course, you can't blame the players with that sort of decision making. I don't understand how he can sit there and be like, they're young, they're inexperienced, they're this, they're that, they're everything else, but I'm going to feed them to the wolves. I'm going to feed them to do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. It really, really doesn't make sense. We move forward a few days from then, and we're on to the Villa game. Obviously, just a couple of days away from, back from where we are right now. And Pochettino is asked on the situation regarding Cole Palmer, to which he responds that Palmer is back. Palmer is back, as we know. I'll get it up for us here. Palmer is back, but also that at the end of the day, it's the reality that he is a key player for us, which is fine. That's fine. He also carries on to say that he is showing that we are struggling a little bit without him. That's a reality that we cannot hide. And I don't want to be too harsh. Obviously, he's backing Palmer, but maybe a bit too much. I don't know. Not that he doesn't warrant the backing, because he is obviously an exceptional player, has been our standout player, our best player this season. But at the same time, speaking out, saying these little things along the lines of essentially we are fucked. We are fucked without this one guy, which, whilst absolutely true, what sort of confidence? And I'm not trying to like completely fabricate some meaning behind this. But it's not the first time I saw this. It was like, what do you call it? Asked about Palmer a few times, and it was like, yeah, but we can't escape the fact that we are better with him. And I understand that, again, that it might be lost in translation. It might be this, that, and everything else. But there's just ways to go about it, especially when the players are lacking confidence as it is, to keep on and on and on about this one player. And I'm just using this one quote here. What sort of confidence does that send to the rest of the young team that he keeps insisting lack of confidence and experience as it is the issue? For me, it's going to go without saying. It goes without saying. You don't have to mention this thing every single time. Where it's like, if Palmer isn't here, basically we're going to lose. That's the you know the situation that we find ourselves in at the moment. The same day, he also stated that the media love to look at him as if he is the only one that needs to prove himself. We move on to this one here. He said, "But we are all responsible. We all need to prove that we deserve to be here next season. Not only me. It's not just me. I'm not just the only problem." Which again, I must insist here that he has a point. He has a point. However, when you are managing a young side who lack experience and confidence, like he says all the time, what good is saying, well, I'm not the only one that's been shit this season, so, what about these idiots? What about these kids? You can't just throw me under the bus the whole time. It's not just me, it's them. It just seems odd. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't know, but it's obviously not malicious. But it does come across, malicious or not, the point of this series is that he's just a little bit too yappa. He talks too much. He is far too verbal diarrhea, for lack of a better expression. But it is that he just says too much and digs himself a hole, is what I would say. I don't think he means anything by all this, and certainly not in a malicious way. But to constantly ring home the fact that they're young, they're lacking confidence, they're not experienced, and all this, and then when asked a question, or no, he didn't even get asked a question, but he was just saying that we all have responsibilities. It's not just me, though. They have their own responsibilities. It leads heavily onto this next one that I'm going to go onto here. That this all comes together quite well. Not well, but it's one of those. It's another really strange one. Further in the same conference, he goes off again. If we are responsible to motivate the players, wow, it's difficult to accept. If you ask me, if we need to motivate the players for tomorrow, we have a big problem. I don't believe that's the problem. The problem is the capacity to perform. You said it so many times. You can't use the fact that they are young and lack experience for when they lose, but then turn around and wonder why they need motivation or a kick up the arse to perform. You are the manager. You are the manager. He's literally saying, why is it my job to do what I'm supposed to do? Because you're the guy that's employed, mate. You're the guy that's employed to do that. How is that so hard to understand? And lastly, it's a bit of a quick one, this one, but it's just, just long, innit? Just long. Lastly, there are a few other bits to do with the VAR incident, and also where the players need to improve, but he made it about himself and how it's not just him that needs to improve. It's a vicious cycle with him. It's a vicious cycle. But the final piece is regarding the summer transfer market. He said this in just a second. He said this: we need to assess the players and to project for the future. But this is a thing for the owners, sporting directors, and us. We will need to talk. We are open to talk and see when we talk. Very little chance. Very little chance we can decline. So projecting for the future is certainly a big topic. I don't know. Again, this isn't necessarily a series to just shit on him and just say, like, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. Do you think I'm being harsh with this, putting a spotlight on certain things that he says? Because it seems like what the point I'm trying to make is he says one thing, but then goes and says a completely other. He contradicts himself so many times on a regular basis. amongst just like a barrage of things that he says on a weekly basis, where he just goes in one direction and then just says completely the opposite thing that, like I say, contradicts himself. He backs the players, but then doesn't back the players, blames the youth, but then doesn't take into account that they are young when he's saying we shouldn't need to motivate the players. They're 22, mate. They're 23. They're not experienced, like you've said so many times. What do you mean you're not employed? You're not. Why? If I need to motivate them, what? It's a big issue. I don't know. Again, for a man so synonymous, for a manager so synonymous with managing and guiding youth talent to higher heights, it just doesn't. I just don't see it yet with him from this side in this particular capacity. I don't think I've seen it yet. Is there a future for him at the club, or are these the final games of his in charge at Chelsea Football Club? Let me know in the comments down below. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. A preview out tomorrow for the Tottenham game. I'll see you then. As always, my name is Harry, up the Chelsea. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.